This is an example of the second lesson in our second grade phonics and spelling program. Different from kindergarten and first grade is this one is only going to be one page. The reason for this is because in second grade, if they have that firm grasp on phonics from kinder and first, they shouldn't need as extensive phonics lessons in second grade. It should just be more of a review so that it gives you more time in your day to focus on reading comprehension, which is so important in second grade. At the beginning, we have the handwriting strip. If you feel you need to, you can go through, especially at the beginning, you may want to, doing the touch and say where they practice saying the letters of the alphabet without singing it. But it's mostly there for those keyword pictures and to help them remember how to write those letters in second grade. At the beginning of each lesson, you'll start with a review section like you see here. This is where you'll say the sound of a word. The students will repeat the sound back to you. You will say the letter that makes the sound together, or letters, and then write the letter on the line that makes that sound. So for example, the very first one we do is the I sound, because that's what we're studying on that day. So I would say I, they would repeat I back. Together we would say the letter I, because I is what makes that sound, and then we would write it on the line. And you would do the same thing for the A sound, the G sound, and so on. Now, be very careful when you're saying the sounds to the kids that you try not to add the sound to the end. For those of us who live in the South and in Texas like we do, it's very hard not to do that sometimes. So you've got to really try to focus on saying that short sound. It's more difficult on letters like G or B or D, where you want to say the G sound instead of the G sound, or you want to say the B sound instead of the B sound. So you've got to be very careful to try to say those crisp sounds so that they don't think there is an at the end of that sound. After you do the review section, you'll have the listen and spell section, which is where you will say a word and they have to spell the word based on the sounds that they hear. You're really practicing those listening skills here, and they have to listen carefully for the sounds that they hear in the word and be able to spell it carefully. In the beginning, you may want to do this slowly and go through it to where you say each individual phoneme. So for example, you wouldn't just say it, you would say it, to where it helps them be able to write those letters. But as you get going further along in the lessons, you may want to start doing it to where they just have to listen carefully to the word that you're saying. And you can repeat it to them several times if they need it. In the code and read section is where they're going to be practicing coding those vowels with breves and macrons, and then gradually adding in, boxing in our prefixes and suffixes, putting in our syllable lines and accent lines for syllables also. But in the beginning, we just start easy with just those breves and macrons. And then they have to match one of the pictures one of the words to the picture over here to the side too. In this lesson, there's a fill in the blank section where they have to listen to you read the sentence and they spell the word in the blanks, and it has a picture here to help them, but based on what they're hearing you say. And then each week they're studying something different. We've tried to add some grammar practice and vocabulary practice in our second grade lessons, just because there's so much that they've got to really learn in second grade. And this week they're practicing ABC order, where they're putting words in order that they are in the alphabet. But there will be others like homophones and synonyms, antonyms, sentence structure, subjects, predicates, and beginning with a capital letter, ending with a punctuation mark, and so on. That's something different each week. And then also every day there's going to be a high frequency word box, which is where they will practice their high frequency words. We review these each day. You want to make sure that they try to review with a friend or with the flashcards that are included with the lessons also. And then they're going to be tested on them in the phonics assessment at the end of the week, and they'll also be in their spelling assessment too. So it's very important that they really, really know those words each day. If you have any questions as you're going through the phonics lessons, always feel free to email me. My email is heather@watsonworksedu.com. and I will always try to email you back as soon as I can. So anytime you have questions, just shoot me an email. Thanks.